Please come to the next chart. The next chart is on job work. Everyone in the job worker chart. Please come to the job worker chart, everyone. Please come to the chart of job work. Before I go ahead and start the chapter of job work, I'll give you a quick linking. Everyone, let's go ahead and take a quick linking. We started learning GST with everyone with me. Goods and service. Goods and service has to be supplied. Supply can be either interstate supply or supply can be either intrastate supply. Interstate supply, I GST will be levied. Intrastate supply, C GST will be levied. Once GST is levied, sir, GST has to be collected and paid by a taxable person. How will he collect? How will he pay? Sir, he will calculate GST is equal to value of supply into rate of tax. Once you know the value, you will prepare the tax invoice, credit note, debit note. Now, once you go ahead and prepare the tax invoice, credit note and debit note, you will go ahead and maintain your accounts and records, and you will send the goods to the other person with the help of a e-way bill. Now, sir, liability to pay will come. Now, once the liability to pay has come, you will go ahead. Once the liability to pay has come, you will go ahead and use your input tax credit. Listen to me very carefully. Liability to pay means time of supply. Sir, section number 16, 17, 18 we went ahead and learned over here. Now, along with input tax credit, there is an attached chapter which is known as a job work ka chapter. Job work ka case mein section number 19 is applicable for availment of ITC. But job work ka chapter, we also go ahead and learn section number 143 basically, which helps us going ahead and learning about the various procedures with respect to job work. So section number 143, section number 19, and there is one rule number 45 also, which will be going ahead and studying along with job work. Let's go ahead and do the chapter of job work now. Everyone over here, let's do job work. Everyone over here now. Job work, remember one thing. Any treatment or process on another person's goods, if I am doing job work. And sir, I hope you guys remember when we learned schedule 2, it told you doing a treatment or process on another person's good, you are always giving him job work, and job work is always a supply of service. Let's go ahead and understand over here now. Supposingly there is a principal. Now, principal wants to send the goods for job work. Principal wants to send the goods for job work. The goods will be the goods ka job work will be done, and the goods will come back. Sending of goods, everyone. Now, when the principal wants to send the goods for job work, remember one thing. He can send the goods without payment of any GST, but he will have to follow the procedures under section number 143. And remember, now what will he do? He will go ahead and buy the inputs and capital goods. Okay, sir. So principal went ahead and bought the inputs or the capital goods, and he went ahead and sent the inputs and the capital goods to the job worker. He can send it without payment of any tax. Just he has to follow section number 143 ka procedure. Section number 143 goes ahead and says that whenever you are sending the goods for job work, listen, I bought input, I bought capital goods, I can take the ITC. That is told by section number 19, that when you are sending the goods for job work, you can take the ITC. But when you are sending the goods for job work, you should follow section number 143 ka procedure. And section number 143 ka procedure says, whenever you are sending the goods for job work, please send along with a delivery challan. Delivery challan will be 2 copies, and remember the delivery challan will be same as the delivery challan under rule number 55, the delivery challan which we understand, the same to same delivery challan, but we also go ahead and call it a job work challan under rule number 45. Now sir, once the delivery challan, you go ahead and make 3 copies of the delivery challan. One you give it to the transporter, remaining 2 copies you send it to the job worker. Now what will happen over here? Sir, plus you have to go ahead and file one intimation also. Half yearly and annually intimation is there that sir, GST ITC 04 mein intimation you have to go ahead and give about the goods which you have sent to job work, received from the job worker, sent from one job worker to another during a specified period, and all these details, sir. Which are the goods I have sent for job work? Which are the goods I have received from the job worker? From one job worker to another job worker, which are the goods I have gone ahead and sent? All the details you will have to go ahead and provide. And sir, from one job worker to another job worker during a specified period, all the details have to be provided in GST ITC 04. Remember one thing. Remember one thing, that GST ITC 04, which is to be filed, sir, it has to be filed annually or half yearly. If your turnover, aggregate turnover in preceding financial year, beta, you have to see the aggregate turnover in preceding financial year. If your turnover was up to 5 crore, then sir, annually you have to go ahead and file. For full year, you have to file only one GST ITC 04, and that is by 25th of April. So last year ka turnover, if it was more than 5, if it was up to 5 crore, means it has not crossed 5 crore, then I can file only one GST ITC 04, which is on 25th of April. But sir, if the amount is more, if my last year turnover was more than 5 crore, if my turnover was last year was more than 5 crore, then sir, half yearly, that is April to September and October to March ke liye, I have to go ahead and file two ITC 04. One is GST ITC 04 on 25th of October and one is on 25th of April. Everyone over here, when you are going ahead and sending the goods for job work, always remember one thing, sir, along with delivery challan, you have to give an intimation half yearly or annually based on your turnover. Okay? Plus, so immediately you don't give, but when you are sending, you send along with a delivery challan plus an e-way bill. Remember one thing, when you are going ahead and sending the goods to a job worker, you have to generate e-way bill in case of intrastate movement only when the consignment value is more than 50,000, but interstate movement may, it is mandatory. I hope you guys remember. Yes sir, we do remember. Remember one thing, when you send the goods for job work, sending of goods is not a supply provided. Remember one thing, he should go ahead and do the treatment of process, and the goods should come back within 1 year. Bring the goods back. You have to bring the goods back within 1 year or 3 years in case of capital goods. Sir, when you send it, you have sent along with 2 delivery challan. When the goods will come back, it will come back with 1 delivery challan. Remember one thing, 1 year may goods should come back, input should come back, goods should come back within 3 years. Sir, if it doesn't come back within 1 year or 3 years, it will be deemed that when you had sent the goods, it was a supply. Sending of goods, that time when you had sent it, it will be deemed that that time ka supply it was, and now you have to go ahead and declare in your return, and when you declare in your return, you will have to pay the tax along with interest. Okay sir, point is clear. Sir, remember one thing, if you don't bring it back, then within 1 year or 3 years, if you don't bring it back, sir, from the date of dispatch, that is the day it was sent by the principal, within 1 year or 3 years, if you don't get it back, it will be deemed as supply when the inputs and capital goods were sent out. Means when you had sent it, that time it will be deemed as supply, and you will have to pay along with interest at the rate of 18%. Okay sir, point is clear. Listen to me very carefully. Now this job worker who is there, he can be registered or unregistered. Job worker ka case mein, always remember the turnover limit for taking registration is 20 lakh or 10 lakh. Now sir, can I go ahead and buy the goods and then send it for job work? Yes sir. You can also go ahead and tell your supplier that sir, you can bill the goods to me, but you can send it directly to the job worker. Remember one thing, once my job worker receive the goods and I receive the invoice, it will be deemed that I have gone ahead and received the goods, and I will be able to take the input tax credit. Now when you go ahead and say bill to me and ship it directly to him, the day he receives it, everyone, the day he receives it, that day say 1 year or 3 years may it should come back. That is, in case of directly sent to the job worker, from the date of receipt by the job worker, the goods should come back within 1 year or 3 years. See, one is when you are sending, then from the date of dispatch, 1 year or 3 years may it should come back. If the goods are directly received by the job worker, 1 year or 3 years may it should come back. Sir, but remember, very important everyone, sir, once the goods come back, then if I go ahead and sell, Baba, that is sale of goods anyways. Sir, once the goods have come back to the principal, Then if he goes ahead and sell, that is the sale of goods anyways, nothing very important. And one more point which I want to very importantly tell you, remember, job work provisions are only applicable if you are a registered person, only applicable on a registered person. Okay, everyone, done. Sir, this bringing back a time limit is not applicable in case of mold, die, zigs, fixtures, tool. No time limit to receive back other than mold, dies, tools, etc. All input to be received back within 1 year of dispatch. Capital goods within 3 years of dispatch, or 1 year or 3 years from the date of direct receipt. Done, sir. Point is clear. Listen to me very carefully. If you are sending input and capital goods directly from here, from the supplier, then remember that when the goods are going on the way, they will move along with a copy of the invoice. Job worker name and address will be mentioned as the consignee, and you will do one thing, you will make the delivery challan and send it directly to the job worker. Okay, sir, point is clear. And sir, e-way bill as required. ठीक है sir. Next, sir, if the goods are imported goods and they are moving, if imported goods are directly sent to the job worker, they will move along with a copy of the bill of entry, plus this principal will go ahead and make the delivery challan and he will send it directly to the job worker. Done, sir. Sir, job worker के पास the goods are there, the job worker entered and did the job work. Once the job worker has done the job work, remember one thing. Now, supposingly I have sent the goods to Delhi. In Delhi, my goods went, job work done. Now, getting it back to Karnataka is such a difficult thing. What I went ahead and did, in Delhi only, I found someone who wanted to buy the goods. Can I sell directly from the job worker premises? Here it is, everyone. Supposingly, I found a buyer who was near the job worker. My goods are already ready with the job worker. Listen. Once your goods are ready with the job worker, you can either bring the goods back within 1 year or 3 years, or within 1 year or 3 years, you can directly sell it. You can directly sell it also. So what will happen over here? Direct supply can be done 1 year in case of inputs, which will now be converted into finished goods. And sir, by the job worker, it would have been converted into finished goods. No, so you can sell it directly from there within 1 year or 3 years in case of capital goods. Sir, tell me one thing. This buyer is the buyer of the principal, and who will make the invoice? Principal will make the invoice. And it says over here, principal to make the invoice, and if he makes the invoice, it will be included in the turnover of the principal anyways. ठीक है sir. Sir, supplying from the job worker premises, is it possible? Yes, sir. Always remember, job worker has to be registered. And sir, if job worker is unregistered, remember, if job worker and you are there in the same state, then what you can do is, you are already registered. Under your registration, you can declare his place as your additional place of business. It means now that place is your go down, and from there you can go ahead and supply. Always remember, if job worker is unregistered person, job worker is registered, then you don't have to declare his place as additional place of business. But if job worker is unregistered, then you want to supply from that place, then you have to declare that place as your additional place of business. Remember, declaring additional place of business is not required if, sir, the goods which you are supplying is notified by the commissioner. Then you don't have to declare the job worker premises as your additional place of business. Might be the job worker is not registered also, but still you can supply from job worker's premises. Remember one thing, sir, when the supply happened over here, who will raise the invoice? Principal will raise the invoice. Time of supply, value of supply, place of supply will be seen from whose angle? Sir, it will always be seen from principal's point of view. It will be always seen in the hand of the principal. Sir, tell me one thing. If I am in one state, job worker is in another state. Sir, job worker is registered, then I can supply from his premises. If I am in one state, job worker is in another state, and sir, he is not registered, then either tell him to take registration. If he does not agree to take registration, bring your goods back and then you can supply. Always remember, if job worker is in different state, you can't declare his place as your additional place of business. Remember, if job worker is in different state, declaring additional place of business is not possible. Hence, either job worker should take registration or bring the goods back, and then you can go ahead and supply. Everyone, from one job worker to another job worker, sir, okay. Sir, tell me one thing. Can I go ahead and export from the job worker premises? For an example, my goods are ready over here. Can I go ahead and export? Yes, Baba, you can go ahead and directly supply also within 1 year, 3 year. You can bring it back also, or you can export it also. Remember, when the job worker premises say export is done, it's an export done by the principal. Only the goods are going from the job worker premises. It will be a supply of the principal, letter of undertaking or bond or IGST to be paid by the principal. Either job worker has to be registered or his place has to be declared additional place of business. Only then you can go ahead and directly export from there. Okay, sir, point is clear. Now, sir, can I go ahead and send goods from one job worker to another job worker? Yes, sir, you can go ahead and send the goods from one job worker to another job worker. But remember one thing, one job worker to another job worker to another job worker, you can send the goods. Delivery challan. When the goods are moving, you will need, might be your goods ka one job work is done by him. Little more job work is to be done. Another kind of treatment. So goods have to go here. So it can go. This job worker will issue delivery challan, or this job worker can issue, or this principal can issue the delivery challan, and the goods can move. It says delivery challan can be issued by job worker number one or the principal. Alternatively, the old delivery challan which was there, see, the principal had sent the old delivery challan. That old delivery challan only this guy can go ahead and endorse. It says old delivery challan which was issued by the principal may be endorsed and the goods can move. Sir, if goods are sent in piecemeal, means supposingly 1000 units, say first 100 unit, then 100 unit, then 100 units are going, in that scenario, new delivery challan will be required. Endorsement of old delivery challan is not possible. Sir, now this job worker made the goods ready. Can I go ahead and directly supply from here? Yes, Baba, that is possible. Remember, direct supply from another job worker ka premise also possible. But, sir, principal to make the invoice and pay the tax. Who will make the invoice, everyone? It is the sale of the principal. Principal will make the invoice and pay the tax. Student is asking another student, Balaji, are you there? Baba, you know that story, if friends will pass, you will feel more bad. Friends will fail, then you will fail. I also failed, my friends also failed. This Baba, start studying. He is so bothered that his friend is there or not. Baba, you are there to study in the class. You are not studying. Hey, Balaji, you study. Don't reply him. Everyone over here now. Remember one thing. This is the principal. Principal will go ahead and make the invoice. Sir, can you supply from here? Yes, sir. You can go ahead and supply from here. But this person has to be registered, or you should have declared his place as your additional place of business. Same thing, sir, from here can I go ahead and directly export? Yes, Baba, this will be an export of the principal to go ahead and issue the invoice, principal to go ahead and give value to your bond, or IGST has to be paid by the principal. Done, sir. Point clear. But, sir, can I go ahead and export? Export or supplying from job worker premises is only possible if job worker is registered or principal has gone ahead and declared his place as additional place of business. Done, sir. Point is clear. Sir, tell me one thing relating to inputs and capital goods. Whose duty it is to go ahead and keep the accounts? Keeping of accounts for input and capital goods shall lie with the principal. Okay, sir. Now, sir, supposingly when the job worker went ahead and did the job work, there was some waste or scrap which was generated. Always remember one thing. Always remember waste or scrap का केस में if job worker का premises से waste or scrap is sold, job worker is registered, job worker will pay the GST. I sent some clothes, job worker made the shirts and sent it to me. Waste or scrap was generated. What to do? Government is telling if job worker is registered, job worker will pay the GST. If job worker is unregistered, principal do one thing. In the job worker premises, whatever waste or scrap was there, you only sell from there, only you sell it off, and principal, you pay the GST. Principal to pay the GST. But sir, for selling of waste or scrap, job worker, even if he is not registered, you don't have to declare his place as additional place of business. In case of waste or scrap, no need to declare job worker premises as additional place of business. Done, sir. Point is clear. Remember one thing. If the job worker is a registered person, if the job worker is a registered person, you send some supposingly clothes to him and he has to dye the clothes. Now to dye the clothes, he would have bought some goods, he would have taken some services, he would have bought some capital goods. Always remember, input service capital goods ka credit will be allowed to a job worker if he is buying to provide the job work services. I am a job worker, I buy input capital goods, input services to provide job work services to someone. Then always remember, those, if job worker is registered, he shall be eligible to take the inputs of ITC of input services, capital goods used by him in supplying the job work services. I hope everyone is clear. Very, very important from exam point of view will be, see, this chapter is B graded. Job worker and the next chapter of ISD, I call it B graded. Why do you call it B graded, sir? Because either of them say 2 to 3 mark ka, they go ahead and ask in the exam. So I go ahead and call it as B graded. Everyone listen to me very carefully. In job worker, the most important thing you have to remember is, sir, the time limit to bring it back is 1 year or 3 year. The second important thing is exceptions which are there, mold, dies, fixtures, etc. case mein 3 years ka time limit is not applicable. Sir, can I supply directly and can I export? This point also you can remember. Waste and scrap related point you can remember. You can remember that time limit to bring back is 1 year or 3 year. Time limit to bring back is 1 year or 3 year, and commissioner can extend it by 1 year in case of inputs, and capital goods ke liye 2 years ka extension can be done. Small question might be GST ITC 04 ke liye they can go ahead and ask. But 2 to 3 mark is something, or might be okay, 2 to 4 mark I will say, is something which can be expected either out of job work or either out of ISD. Either of that chapter say one small question will come. I'll go ahead and close all my discussion over here on job work. Closed. I hope you guys are solving question answers. Solving question answers is very, very important. And I also hope you guys are solving MCQs. Students who don't solve MCQs, Baba, it is very, very difficult to attempt MCQs in the exam. Listen to me carefully. If you are a student who is not solving MCQs at home, please solve MCQs. It is very, very important. We have the MCQ book with reasoning. If you want, you can go for the MCQ book with reasoning also. The hard copy is available on rameshsoni.com. Students don't buy MCQ book thinking MCQs are very difficult. MCQs are very easy. Baba, it will take your sweat out if you are not solving MCQs and going in the exam. Student asked me about MCQ, so I am telling MCQ with reasoning is available on our website. If you want, you can buy it. If you don't want, don't buy. Baba, you have ICI ka booklet. Practice. Baba, practice MCQs and go. It is very, very important. That 30 mark is very important for you. Please practice MCQs. Right, everyone? I'll close my discussion on job work over here. Done.